going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Stablecoins are controlled by opaque, secretive technology companies over and over on issue after issue. We've seen tech firms put profits ahead of the public interest with our elections, with our privacy, with competition in our markets. Is it risky, and start with you, Madam Secretary, is it risky to let control over our money fall into the hands of these companies?
I believe that stable coins can result in some greater efficiencies in the payment system and could contribute to easier and more efficient payments, but only if they're adequately regulated. And the President's working group that I chair recently issued a report indicating that there are significant risks associated with these currencies, risks to the payment system, risks of runs, and risks related to the concentration of economic power. And we have called upon Congress to put in place for these stable coins a regulatory framework that would make them safe and protect consumers and put them on a level playing field with other providers of similar services such as banks.
Chair Powell, do you agree with that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you.
But Ray, if you're Jay Powell right now and you're trying to weigh inflation on one side and employment on the other, you see supply chain problems potentially coming, especially with this new variant on one end, but then you're still trying to solve for the employment side of this. What do? You keep printing because printing might create more inflation.
Yes. Look, let's be clear. There's the perspective of what an individual should do, and then there's the perspective of what a policymaker will do. He will be caught, or the Federal Reserve will be caught between the rock and a hard place. And the politics that exist at this time mean that, just imagine an economic downturn. We're at each other's throats now when we have all this money and credit has come out and there's almost a sugar high. Just imagine if we had an economic downturn, what that would mean, and just play that through. It's almost a type of civil war between different kinds of state rights and so on and so forth. So the situation that we're in, which has happened repeatedly, is that there's not enough money around. And the only way you get the money is to tax it. And then when you tax it, and then people they don't like it. So the easiest thing to do is to print money and to produce money and credit. So we can expect that thing to happen. So just as an investor, I have to sit here and I think, what is my next move? And what do I play with that? For example, real interest rates will come down. That would be good for inflation index bonds, by way of example. So anyway, what I'm trying to convey is that mechanism. and got ourselves into the circumstance because we didn't have to handle the fundamentals the best possible way. Let's talk about what good fundamentals are. Good fundamentals are that you earn more than you spend, and that you have, therefore, a good income statement and good balance sheet. Right. And you do that by being productive. And you also have internal cooperation, competition, and so on in a healthy way to make you more productive, and you don't have those political problems. But you see repeatedly in history this arc, or that when you have this confluence of things happening together, you have the dynamic. So what I just wanted to convey, right. And I wrote this, I did this research for myself to make these investment decisions. What I needed to do was to see the mechanics of that. And that's what I'm really conveying. Yes, there's a rock and a hard place.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. And we have Jerome Powell and Janet Yellen in front of the banking committee. Now in this clip, they speak about stablecoins because we know for a fact stablecoins are going to replace what we know as fiat currencies around the globe. We know the central bank digital currencies are coming, backed by that digital SDR. And then also we have Ray Dalio speaking about the economic downturn that's coming, civil war. But guys, we know this war is all planned. All the wars have been planned, but this one specifically is all planned. And this time is going to be different. Less physical and more hacking. We know it's coming, guys. There's going to be a main event. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you, it will shock the world. And you'll be sitting at home for good. They want you in the metaverse. Because we know, when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. Y'all have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.